Good morning, children. Now, continuing with the part 2 electrolysis. Now, in the previous video, we had discussed what are electrolytes. So, today in this table, which is shown to you in the presentation, we are going to learn the difference between strong electrolytes and the weak electrolytes. Now, all electrolytes, they basically consist of the particle ions. Now, electrolytes that allow a large amount of electricity to flow. So, please underline large amount. And the electrolytes which allow small amount. So, the basic difference is large amount of electricity and small amount of electricity. That is the difference between strong electrolyte and weak electrolyte. Now, the second difference is strong electrolytes are good conductors. Why? Because they allow large amount of electricity to flow, and weak electrolytes are poor conductors because they allow small amount of electricity to flow through them. Now, when electricity passes through them, then they are completely dissociated in fused or aqueous solution state. But in case of weak electrolytes, they are partially dissociated. So please underline the word completely dissociated and partially dissociated. Then the fourth point, they consist of only free mobile ions. Now, weak electrolytes, they consist of ions as well as molecules. This is the most important point, and it is often asked that what does strong electrolyte consist of? So you should say that they consist of only free mobile ions. So only word is very important here. And in point number 4 on the other side, what do weak electrolytes consist of? They consist of ions as well as molecules. Now next, strong electrolytes allow a bulb to glow brightly. Weak electrolytes allow a bulb to glow dimly. So the most important point I would say is point number 4. Now examples, acids. All strong acids are strong electrolytes. All weak acids, that is organic acids, carbonic, acetic, oxalic, they are all organic acids, so they are weak electrolytes. Now bases, sodium and potassium hydroxide, they are both are strong bases, so they are strong electrolytes. Ammonium hydroxide and calcium hydroxide, they are weak bases, so they are weak electrolytes. Salts, sodium chloride, lead bromide, copper chloride, copper sulfate, they are strong electrolytes. See, most of the salts are electrovalent compounds. This we have already read in the previous chapter. So they are all strong electrolytes. But two salts, you have to learn this because it's very difficult to, furnish an example without learning in this case. So you have to learn these two examples, that name two salts which are weak electrolytes. Then you would be saying that it is ammonium carbonate and lead acetate. So actually, if you will go into a little more thinking process, then ammonium carbonate must have been made from ammonium hydroxide and carbonic acid. See, both are weak acid and weak base, so they give you weak salt also. Lead acetate, similarly, it must have been formed by lead hydroxide and acetic acid. Neutralization must have taken place between lead hydroxide and acetic acid. So both are weak. So when both are weak, the salt form will also be weak. So I would appreciate if you keep these two examples really handy, that name two salts which are weak electrolytes, because if you are already learning these two examples, then it will not waste your time and will avoid mistakes happening on your part by writing random examples of this case. Now acid, base and salts as electrolytes. Now acids and alkalis, they ionize when you dissolve in water, whereas bases and salt dissociate. So there is a very important term, ionize and dissociate. Ionize means basically they first make ions and then they separate from each other. Dissociate means they already was having ions, and those ions were held with each other by strong electrostatic force of attraction. They have only separated from each other. Ions were already there, But in ionized, first formation of ions takes place and then the separation takes place. Now, they can be classified as strong or weak electrolytes on the basis of degree of dissociation also. Now, what is degree of dissociation? Degree of dissociation is represented by alpha. It is number of molecules dissociated upon total of molecules we had taken into 100. For example, if I had started with 100 molecules of HCl, and after we make an experiments and we find out that out of 100 molecules we had taken initially, 70%, you say 70 molecules of HCl has ionized and they have broken down, they have dissociated into H plus and Cl minus. So it will be 70 upon 100 into 100. So the degree of dissociation is 70%. The limit that for classifying anything as a strong electrolyte, anything having a degree of dissociation alpha 30% and above, they are classified as strong electrolytes and strong bases. So the criteria, or you can say the bottom line for the difference between the strong and the weak electrolyte is 30%. Now in this note also it's given that all salts are strong electrolytes. They form acidic or basic or neutral solution after complete dissociation. Some salts which are generally more volatile than salts, and salts which do not dissociate completely can be considered as weak electrolyte as compared to strong electrolytic salts like mercuric 2 chloride and ammonium carbonate. So basically all salts are strong electrolytes, we know this. Now when they will dissociate, means when you will dissolve salt in water, they will dissociate, and on dissociation they will make an acidic solution or basic solution or neutral solution depending upon the components, that whether they will furnish strong acid, strong base, or both are strong or both are weak. If both are strong or both are weak, means on dissociation acid base formed is also strong or acid base formed is also weak, then it will lead to the formation of a neutral solution. Now some salts which are generally more volatile than strong salts, and the salts which do not dissociate, more volatile than the strong salts means they do not dissociate, they are considered as a weak electrolyte. So it is just for your reference purpose. Only the first line, all salts are strong electrolytes, you can underline this, rest only for reference purpose. Now see here, examples of ionization or dissociation of acid, bases and salts. See, 3 columns have been made and it is given very clearly, and it will be very easy to learn from here. Strong electrolytes, HCl, HNO3, H2SO4. Why? Because they are strong acids. Now weak electrolytes, acetic acid, formic acid. Why they are weak electrolytes? So they are examples of acids which are weak electrolytes. Very natural, because why? They are organic acids. So since they are organic acids, they will be weak acids. Now let's come to the basis part of the table. Now bases which are strong electrolytes: potassium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, lithium hydroxide. This was the question this year, that they had many children are familiar with strong electrolyte, example potassium hydroxide and sodium hydroxide. Some children don't learn that lithium hydroxide is also a strong base. So please learn this lithium hydroxide is also a strong base and a strong electrolyte. Now weak electrolytes: ammonium hydroxide and calcium hydroxide. Why? Because they are weak bases. Now in case of salts, first let us see weak electrolytes. This in the previous table also I told you, please learn these examples: ammonium carbonate and lead acetate. They both are weak electrolytes. So ammonium carbonate and lead acetate, please learn it. Now in case of strong electrolytes, the salts which are strong electrolytes: lead bromide, copper chloride, silver nitrate. So you have more examples of salts which are strong electrolytes, but only 2 examples as per your syllabus which are salts which are weak electrolytes. So here you focus more on learning salts which are weak electrolyte. Besides these 2 salts, whatever examples you will write, they will be strong electrolytes only. So you learn the salts which are weak electrolytes. So today children, in this video I had discussed a little bit more about the strong and weak electrolytes. So that will be all for this video, and we'll be continuing again with the chapter in the upcoming videos. Thank you.